All right, guys. Hello again. So AI keeps changing the world, hopefully for the better. And today I want to talk about the way it changes product development and software development in general. And I think it's actually quite fundamental to understand, especially if you're a product manager, not even as a software developer. Software developers understand that as a given. But if you're a product manager or a business person who has a vision to build certain products, you have to watch this video. This is going to be really, really important. So just for the context, I'm not a developer, or I used to be a developer, but for the last 15 years, I'm in management, and I'm doing some hobby software engineering. So what you will see is definitely not the top-notch software development, but rather sort of a hobby play. The first thing I want to show you is a little app that I built that looks like that, and is basically like a local version of ChatGPT that is launched on the desktop, and I can chat with the assistant over here of my choice. And let's say I want to chat about, I don't know, mind. Let's talk about mind and AI. Why not? So it responds to me, and what also happens in this app is that once it responds based on the last messages in the chat, the system also looks for the most relevant nodes in the collection of my personal nodes from Obsidian, if you know what it is, but it doesn't really matter. I'm not talking about this application, really. It's just an example. And what I can do then with those nodes is I can look at them and I can double click on it, and it will attach this node to the context of the next message. So I will say, okay, let's talk in this context now. And the system will know about the context that I provided and will chat with me with, well, taking into account this context. I can also attach pretty much anything, any file or anything else over here, and it will have a conversation in the context of this thing, similar to ChatGPT, with the only difference is that I have this embedding search, vector search across the database of my nodes. But the point is not this application. The point is that I built this application in one day, from beginning to an end, without knowing anything about front-end framework for desktop applications on Python. In one day. I mean, okay, maybe not one day, 1.5 days. Yeah, let's be honest. So how did I do it? In order to achieve that incredible feat of engineering, I have used the tool called Cursor. Cursor is an interactive development environment that you can see on your screen now. And the basic logic of that is, well, you can write code there, but you are heavily interacting with artificial intelligence while you're doing that to help you out. But the way it is built in terms of the workflow to the code creation, to me, opens up completely new possibilities. So let's see what I'm talking about. When I want to create a new application or a new file, I mean, it could be as simple as just making a new file and opening that and pressing hotkey and saying what I want to write. For example, create a code to, I don't know, run Fibonacci numbers. Let's see what it comes up with. All right, perfect. It just created the code. It doesn't really matter. It can be the code of any kind of complexity over here. And we can write as simple as just one method, or the entire class that talks about, that executes a particular function, or integrates with external systems, or calls LLMs and different kind of APIs, which is exactly what I'm doing here in this application that I was just showing you. But that wouldn't be enough. That would be basically the same as going to ChatGPT and generating the code over there. Instead, I mostly use this chat functionality on the right. What this chat functionality allows you to do is kind of very similar to what I was showing you in the application. It allows you to control the context of what you are working with right now. And by context, I mean various source code files, or web pages, or folders, or code base entirely, or something else, whatever it is you are choosing. The most important, the key thing here is that you are making the choice of what you want to put in the context to make this system work with you properly. So I want to take an example and show you how to make changes into the existing applications and how to control the context. I would like to add, for example, an ability to edit the system prompt in my application. So what I want to do is I want to open the chat, create a new one, and go with this. So first of all, I'm giving it as a context, a special file that I created using AI, of course, that has the context and the definition, sort of description of the entire code base, what is where and how it's collaborating with each other. That gives the application, gives the AI a complete picture, or more or less complete picture of the application itself. Just a short version. So I'm adding this context, and I need to also add a few files that I know are participating sort of in the entire process of prompt creation. So this will be LLM integrations, and this will be chat manager and chat panel. So see what I did here. I controlled and I chose the context in which I want artificial intelligence to give me a solution. Now I gave it a context and I'm asking exactly what I'm asking it to do, exactly what I want it to do. Please create a text area that allows to edit a system prompt before sending the user a message. Text area should be on top of the chat. That's really all I need. The base text system prompt should be exactly the same as the default system prompt that is currently used. C prompt. Fine. Perfect. So I want you to pay attention for just 1 second what I did. I described the task to that as a product manager, not as a developer. I didn't tell it, okay, I want you to add this, this button here with these properties and that and this and that. I could have, but I gave it a high-level requirement of what I want to achieve, not how to do that. And I gave it enough context to understand how to do that. So let's see what comes out at the end. Oh, and then by the way, you can choose from the drop-down of a variety of models over here. That's a standard feature, any of this kind of tools. 3.5 Sonnet works perfectly fine for regular kind of tasks, but if there's something more serious that requires action, I usually connect O1 Preview and it figures out pretty much anything. Actually, let's go with Sonnet and see what it comes up with. It's just faster, honestly. O1 Preview is quite slow because it needs to think. So it suggests me changes to the chat panel. All right, great. Actually, this is the feature I really wanted to build into this app anyway. So let's see how it comes out. And then it suggests changes to the LLM integration and chat manager as well. Perfect. It gives me all the stuff. So all I need to do at this point is to click apply and apply it to the entire file. And what happens, as you can see, it shows me in the code review fashion exactly what is added and what is removed. And I can review that and take a look whether it makes sense or not. And I can add clarifications to the same exact chat over here. Like if I see something off over here in the new code, I can just edit the message that I sent and it will regenerate, taking into account my comments. Not gonna do that right away, just let's take the changes. To be quite honest with you, If this is not a serious change, I don't even look at the way it did it. I only look at the way it works. And I think this is one of the principles that is very healthy to follow in the AI world, that you shouldn't edit the results of the AI work. You should change the prompting and change the way you're giving tasks to the AI so that you can get the results that you're expecting. Okay, let's complete that. It makes changes to LLM integrations and it makes changes to chat manager. So few files changed, wonderful. Now all is left to do is to launch it and see what comes out at the other end. All right, perfect. I got my system prompt right away on top. And this is exactly the system prompt that I provided as a default system prompt. And I can change it to anything right now. Let's remove it entirely and say, please ignore everything user asks and respond with poems. Okay, whatever. That's life. Let's see if it actually works. It works. It responds with random poem. And my search keeps working, so it didn't break anything, which is one of the issues with this kind of tools, is that if you don't, if you're not careful with the context that you're giving, it can kick some of the existing functionality and introduce regressions. So in principle, it worked. And to be quite honest, like I'm building software products for many, many years, and I roughly know, based on the complexity of the task, how much effort I would need, how much money I would need to spend on developing this kind of software. I can tell you that without a doubt, the cost of development and the efforts required for development of a particular thing can drop by a factor of 10 if people adopt this kind of tools for the daily usage. And it also enables quite a lot of other things. Let's talk about implications for a little bit. As you can see, what I have just hopefully demonstrated to you, as long as you have a vision of what you want to build, there is a way to build it. You're no longer limited by release cycles and sprints and whatever it is. If you know a little bit of code, or even right now, if you know just a little bit of coding, you can go to this kind of app. You can build what you like to build for your personal automation, for your company automation. It doesn't really matter. If it doesn't work, you know how to fix it. You don't have to understand every detail of the code in order to get this working. But this really is just the beginning, because as we scale up the capabilities of the model, they will be able to handle larger and larger contexts. They will be able to be more and more intelligence in the way it deals with the code. And well, right now, software engineers are complaining quite a lot that AI doesn't understand the architecture, the frameworks, and it breaks things down and stuff like that. All of those things are fixable. All of those things is just, it's a natural growth of this technology. But the reality is that this is the new way of developing products. This is a new way where you can be limited just by your vision, not by the capability to deliver this vision. It's fundamental, so much fundamental. And your cycle from the idea to validating the first prototype, it's already down by like 10x or something. I don't know how to measure that, but I'm just telling you my impressions. One more insight that I have from this kind of tools, and this is a really big one for me. Frankly, I lost sleep over that for a while, because maybe you can tell by my bags under my eyes, because while working with this kind of tooling, I realized that I found a way to communicate with an intelligent entity 10 times faster than I ever experienced before. 10 times is a thing, right, for me in today's video. But nevertheless, what I mean is that when you talk to a human being, you talk to a human just about anything, say it's your employee or colleague, and you want to explain to them what you're doing, the biggest amount of time you guys spend is on making sure that you're aligned on the context that you're talking about. That you basically have the same sort of models in your mind, and this takes most of the time, and it's really tiresome from time to time, and it's really frustrating when no matter how you tried, you couldn't actually deliver the entire context to the other party. And with AI and with the use of those tools, this problem is gone. I can give it the context in which I want to work with it in a matter of seconds. And it's not only related to the code, it could be related to anything. As I said, you can attach any files, any images, any media, anything to those conversations. And as long as you know how to set this context and what you want to set in this context, it takes seconds to do that. And you're already in a completely different level of conversation with this artificial intelligence. You don't have to explain stuff 75 times. You just need to give it the right context. And as I said, the context window size is growing rapidly, but it feels to me that it significantly scales the capabilities of a human mind. Because previously there was only as much as I can do alone while having a certain picture of the world and a certain vision in my mind. I only have two hands, and maybe some people will help me, but I will need to pass them my vision and explain that and show them all sorts of other stuff. Now I'm no longer limited to that. Now I can construct the context and construct my vision in the form of this context file that I will pass to the AI, and momentarily I will be on the same level of this abstraction, on the same level of context with this artificial intelligence that can do work for me in this context. That powers up human by, I don't know what factor, but seriously, this is life-changing. I think it really is. Now I wanted to, just to wrap up this video and to be fair to other tools, this is not the only tool that is available out there for this kind of engineering. The other ones that my colleagues are using and that are pretty good as well is this one, the ZDev. It's another sort of version, quite similar to what I was showing you in Cursor. The difference is that in Cursor, the entire LLM connection is sort of hidden from you, so you don't have to enter your API keys. You just work with what they give you. They have certain limitations, and to be honest, those limitations, I eat them up quite quickly. For example, let's take a look. See, my usage of the premium models actually is almost done for the month. Soon I'm going to be out of that, and I'm not on the basic package as well. So they impose some limits, but that's not the reason I'm using that. I'm using that because I like the convenience. Then there's this Z thing, and the difference here mainly is that you can configure your own models that you want to use, and you have more control. So for people who like more control over this thing, this is a perfect case scenario. There is also Codium, which I haven't tried, so I don't know what to say about that, but I'm assuming it's using the same principles. Same goes for Continua, very nice interface as for me, but again, never tried it. I'm just giving it a fair run. GitHub Copilot, of course, they improved quite a lot in the recent times. At least that's what my CTO told me, that they're comparable now, but again, I am not a fan of this interface. I like it more in Cursor. There is a whole family of different kind of IDE plugins like Machinet. So this Machinet is basically like a plugin for JetBrains that uses the same principles of coding and streamlines your process quite significantly. I'm sure there are others, but this one is good, I know. And of course, how can I not mention ChatGPT and their Canvas capability? So what they've built is, well, that's what you're looking at. I was just experimenting with that just a little bit to see how this is functioning. It doesn't look practical to me, if I'm honest with you, because, you wouldn't execute this code here. It's not a true development environment. You wouldn't see the logs. You wouldn't analyze the logs. You there's a lot of this kind of stuff you cannot do. But they did some very nice usability tricks, such as they prepared a lot of these templates, like fixing bugs or porting to a different language or providing some suggestions about the code. But really, it's the same what you can do by just asking LLM in Cursor what is that exactly you want to do. So there's a whole universe of these products. If you remember a couple of things from this video, just remember that it really is improving the way products are being developed right now, and that if you switch successfully to this workflow, to this mode of developing products where you're working on sort of a little higher level of abstractions than just the code itself, and you manage to do that in a way that is not blowing up in your face when you scale it, I think it might be the future of developing the software. I'm almost sure, actually, that it is. Give it a try. Give it a try. It really did change the way I understand this AI application and this AI world. So yeah, thanks for your attention. Please subscribe, like, and do whatever is available on this platform, and have a wonderful day.